What's up, you guys? Uh, this is The Evil Within. Obviously, if you've played it, you can recognize that. Um, I had intended to do a playthrough of this game like a long time ago, and I think I actually did record most of Chapter 1 at some point and then deleted it. So, whatever. It's coming back around. Um, I'm playing this on the Windows Xbox app because there would be no reason for me to play it on Steam because I've already done everything. But unfortunately, that means I have to switch to an Xbox controller because PlayStation input isn't supported through the Xbox app. No big deal. I like the Xbox controller better anyway. All that said, I don't know if this will actually make it onto the internet's, or at least published this year in 2024, because we're already halfway through October, almost. Well, yeah, in 2 days, and I haven't even finished Silent Hill 2 remake yet. So we'll see what happens. Also, I really don't like this game. I'll say that right off the bat. This is like not one of my favorite games. The amount of hours I put into it and the achievements would say otherwise, but that's just because that's how I do things. I have to get 100%. So let's do this. Oh, actually, never mind. I need to. I opened up the Steam version first because I was seeing if it would actually work, because this is a 10-year-old game, literally, and it was a pain in the ass to even get the Steam version working correctly. And then as soon as I did that, I started installing the Xbox version and then deleted the Steam version. So I think everything's on Ultra already. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think I was also playing on. I was playing on either Nightmare or Survival on the Steam version, so it was. Oh well, Survival's standard. Yeah, I'll do Survival. All right, so here we go. Cutscene time.
All units, 1199, expedite cover code 3, Deacon Mental Hospital.
184 copy, code 3, ETA 3 minutes.
Copy 184.
Sorry, detectives. I know you're just coming off a case, but I'm afraid we're gonna have to make a detour.
Sounds serious. Is it a riot?
A call went out just before I picked you up. Said it was multiple homicides. Half a dozen units already on scene.
131, please advise.
Hey, maybe it's the ghost of that doctor who went schizo and chopped up all those patients.
That's not what happened. Some patients disappeared. Some kind of scandal?
Still, gives you the creeps, doesn't it?
127, 124, please respond.
Joseph, you think there's a connection?
It's a possibility. I believe the records were sealed.
Anyone on scene, respond.
Dispatch, this is Detective Castellanos in 184. What's the situation? Over.
184, be advised. Some problem reaching out on the Deacon Memorial.
Is there any...
God damn it! Jesus!
Junior Detective Kidman. Any thoughts?
Nothing yet. I'm sure we'll know everything once we get there.
What do you make of it?
Connolly, contact dispatch and let them know what's happening. Joseph, Kidman, you're with me. We're gonna have a look around.
Right.
I remember when this game came out, it was I don't want to say controversial, but it was. Let's just say that game releases have been jacked up on release for a while now. So this came out in 2014. It was using id Tech
No weapons left in their cars.
5. Wait, so id Tech 5 is Wolfenstein New Colossus, I believe. So it's like So it's like id Tech 4. I think the same version that Rage 1 used. I don't think there are any items out here to pick up. There's a whole lot of nothing in this chapter for a while until the end. So it should only be like 20 minutes long. Anyway, when it came out, like, it had letterboxing that you couldn't turn off. And they eventually released a patch to fix that, for example. And it just didn't run well.
Smells like blood.
All right.
Like, if I were to boot
Stay
this up
sharp.
on my old computer from 2016,
We're gonna check it out. Don't let
then it
anyone
probably
else
wouldn't
through
run
this
very
door.
well.
I can be an extra set of eyes.
We don't know what's happening here. You're a backup.
It's 1440p on the same graphics settings. So yeah, gruesome, etc. We've got all these patients and doctors and orderlies
Did you
murdered,
hear something?
murdered to death. I like the forced, careful walk.
Someone alive in here.
I'm probably gonna die like 20 times at the end of this chapter, somehow. I mean, that part at the end of chapter 1 has probably been the part I've played the most out of this entire game, and I will still die on it. So, I wonder if you could see this woman's face, if she would look like Tatiana, who is, well, if you haven't played it, you'll find out. But she's like the nurse / receptionist or something.
Are you injured? What happened here?
Can't be real. Impossible. Ruvik is...
I've got him. The security cameras might
Why
tell
can't
us
we
something.
play as that guy? You don't even get to play him in the DLC. He's probably much better at not dying. Well, I mean, we know why we can't play as that guy. I don't remember the story that much, though.
What the hell?
Bastard Ruvik. Okay, so I think this is where, like, the actual gameplay starts. Oh, that's the blood. Okay. It was flashing white. I hate that guy. So this was directed by Shinji Mikami of Resident Evil fame. This was the first game that Tengo Gameworks made. Obviously 10 years after Resident Evil 4. How am I doing this wrong? Okay. Okay, so I need to know the controls to run and if our right shoulder actually does anything. I've been using a PlayStation controller for weeks exclusively, so now I'm all fucked up. You have to hold A. What the fuck? That can't be right. Everything says A. Oh, A to change? You're killing me, bro. LB is sprint. RB is sneak. Okay. So the controls are the same, obviously. What the character's name is, I don't want to say the masochist. It's something. It's not coming back, is he? Fuck, shit. What are you doing there, buddy? You're supposed to leave, like, forever. I'm not sure if these are human carcasses or what. They're kind of like unidentifiable right now. If I fail on this first part, then I'm just not even gonna... Just gonna straight up delete this. So one of the main reasons I really don't like this first chapter and a lot of this game is because it just does that like forced helplessness crap. Obviously, you know, for a Shinji Mikami game, it is kind of new gameplay. Because, you know, none of the Resident Evil games or Sweet Home had stealth or distraction mechanics. Then you got the slide level. Very short, but it still counts. It's something that keeps on popping up in horror games, like, weirdly enough. Maybe not keeps on, but it's definitely in a few, like Callisto Protocol. I love that he just walks off, literally walks off a chainsaw wound to the leg. Or I guess limps off. Anyway. So, Sebastian is voiced by Anson Mount, who's, if you've seen Star Trek Discovery or Star Trek Strange New Worlds, or better yet, Hell on Wheels, he's in all those. It's funny though because the sequel doesn't have him. Like they got someone else to voice Sebastian. I guess he didn't want to, or he cost too much, or I don't know. I don't think this game originally, to date, I don't think this game has sold a ton of copies. And I can understand why. I mean, it's a good game, but I don't blame anyone else for not liking it that much either. Because it's significantly different than like Resident Evil or Dead Space or other horror games.
Where's the exit?
And this actually came out like, I think it was a few months before Last of Us. And it unfortunately has a lot of the same mechanics. Not in a good way, really. Okay, so this is the part of the chapter I hate a lot. We'll see if I can do it on the first try. I'm doubting it. My mistake, I think, every time I do this part is thinking that you have to remain stealthed. And apparently you don't. Or, yeah, I guess stealth is the word. Boiler room note. STEM system operation test begins. So you can see here they're doing some experiments with some brain stuff. I like how a hospital that has like walls full of rotating death blades also has a fire alarm system. Okay, so I don't think you actually have to hide. Standard locker mechanics. Just reminds me of Resident Evil 8 in a bad way. Which obviously, I think it came from this game. Oh no, I'm sorry, Metal Gear Solid, obviously, right? Okay. So, it's time for me to die at least 5 times, right? I don't think there are any items here to collect, so maybe I can just get straight to the point. It's also late at night. Shit, I fucked this up. I should have moved faster. What are you doing, sir? Oh, okay. Supposedly there aren't boxes over here on the left in survival mode. Oh, we're about to find out here in a second if he chops them. Okay, so the rest of this is basically a cutscene. I'm sure everyone that has ever played a game like this has seen this cutscene like 3,000 times by now. Nothing to see here. Move, Bass. That's what we're gonna call you. Bass is the nickname for the guy named Sebastian in that show Revolution that probably no one's ever seen. It was on ABC like 12 years ago and it got canceled after 2 seasons, just when it was getting good.
Find myself within.
Yeah, so that's like the prologue. It's 20 minutes. I don't even think it counts as chapter 1, but that's what it's called.
There is nothing I can do.
If they ever make it Evil Within 3, which is highly unlikely at this point, you know, since Krafton owns Tango Gameworks, and we all know how Krafton gives a crap about sequels. If they do ever make one, it will be cool to see what a modern graphics engine would make this game look like. Okay, so that was chapter 1, so maybe I'll walk here for a second and see. Because the chapter 2 thing hasn't popped up yet. Yeah, I don't think chapter 2 actually starts until the end of this cutscene. think it's at this point it becomes obvious that there's some shit going on that doesn't make sense.
Where's Joseph? Man, I'm sorry, but you never came out. I'd waited, but...
Please, settle down, Leslie.
Settle down, Leslie. Settle down, Leslie. Settle down, Leslie.
Shit! There's no going back.
Watching this cutscene, it's funny. I'm starting to notice the graphics do actually look ancient now. Like certain shots when it showed Kidman's face, it looked like it had that Street Fighter 4, you know, Capcom 360 era shading on it. It still kind of does. To a very small extent.
Shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious watching this that they're in like Inception world, but none of the characters are even commenting about it. It's like perfectly normal to them. Just buildings falling over and, you know, entire city blocks moving around like it's perfectly normal. I didn't realize that this cutscene was like 15 minutes long. I thought I was done with this.
Damn it. Are we cut off from everyone?
Everyone must be dead.
Everyone all right back there?
Just a few bumps. We're fine. 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 Fine.
We will be once we're far away.
Fine.
A little further and we'll be fine.
Fine. Fine. Fine. Fine. Fine. Fine. Fine.
Fall! Fall!
Look out!
Fall! Fall! Fall!
Okay, so that was actually the end of chapter 1. Your rank, terrible. Oh, they don't have ranks. Okay, so I'm just gonna save this and then quit. Alrighty. So again, I don't know when this will ever even go on YouTube. I have a lot of time that I'm not using, and then instead of actually using it to record videos or anything, I just sit there instead. So, I need a lot of cooldown time after work and other things. But whatever, this whole game will be on the channel eventually. Maybe I'll do a Patreon one day and it'll be on there. Well, I don't know, we'll see. I still haven't made up my mind about that. Alright, thanks for watching. Peace out, everybody.